So this is the story about how Tomek and I got bamboozled by a seagull, and we thought that we were making a friend, but we weren't. He was just using us for fish. Anyways, the story starts. One afternoon, a bird comes by kind of randomly. So we live on the 10th floor. I guess that's the 11th floor for Americans in some Asian countries, but 10th floor for us. We live on the 10th floor. We also live right next to the ocean. And so we see a lot of seagulls are always flying around our building. And it's really cool to see because they get really close up to the window and you can see their little furry wings, and it's kind of cool. But we've never really had any bird visitors. Like sometimes they'll come to the balcony for like a second and they'll fly away. But this one showed up one day and he was behaving kind of bizarrely. So bizarrely, in fact, I wasn't even sure it was a bird at first. I thought maybe it was some sort of government drone. There's a drone here. I'm pretty sure this isn't a real bird. Although I believe that real birds exist, I don't think this is a real one because look at him. He's just sitting on the window and the window's open so he can hear me talking and he's not even scared. And he's just there looking into the window because he is a government drone and I'm very scared. But turns out, no, it was just a bird. So the bird showed up on the balcony. I gave him a cracker, and then
he's going for it. Just leave it here.
He seemed so open to people that we opened the balcony door. We gave him a can of tuna and some other fish that we had, and he seemed to be really into it. And he wasn't even like scared of us. And so we fed him some fish and he flew off. We thought like, okay, that's the end of it. What a great experience with wildlife. What a great wildlife experience that we had to see such close up a beautiful specimen of the European herring gull. But after that, in the afternoon, he actually showed up again. So imagine our surprise. We were like, whoa, he showed up again a second time. Now we probably have a bird friend because he's already come twice, which means that this is going to be a habit, right? Well, wrong. It wasn't a habit. That was the last time that this bird showed up. You know, the next day we were waiting for this bird. We were like, oh my gosh, he's going to show up in the morning. Now we're just waiting for our bird friend to come back. He came back yesterday twice, which is great because I've read at other people's bird experiences is that they usually come twice a day, once at lunch and once at tea time. So that was exactly when he came, and now it's 11, so I'm waiting for him to come back because I think he's gonna come back around 11:30, 11:40, and I feel very nervous. I have a lot of thoughts like, oh my gosh, is this bird gonna come back? Is he not? Is he gone forever? How does he feel about us? You know, does he like our food that we give him? You know, it really kind of feels like when you're like a teenager and you first have like your first date with somebody and you're like really nervous and you're like, oh my gosh, are they gonna text me back? Do they like me? Are we gonna go on another date? And then the bird's probably out there like, well, it's too early. I guess I'll just come back a little later or something. I don't know. Maybe the bird will not come back because you don't know. And it's very nervous feeling. So if anybody ever tells you that, oh, if you're in a long-term relationship, it gets boring because, you know, you just don't know what to expect and you're never going to have those first date feelings again. Well, tell them that they are wrong. All you have to do is get a bird. We had lots of fish for this bird, but he just didn't come back. That was the last time that bird came back. And so we were really sad. And we didn't really have any real conclusion to this bird. Like, we didn't know what happened to it. Everybody we talked to was like, well, the bird will probably come back because you gave him food. And he came back already twice, so he knows which one is our balcony. But like a few days had passed and we didn't know what happened to this bird. Did he get injured? Did he decide maybe he doesn't like the fish we give him? So we didn't know what happened to this bird until a few days later we were walking back from Odido, which is like a type of sort of mini market, except it has like fresh fruits and veggies. So we have one that's close by. We were walking back from this place and then, well, who do we see on the other side of the building? But it's the bird, it's the seagull. I am pretty convinced it's the same one. I don't know. I think throughout this seagull journey, I've become a little bit obsessed with seagulls. So I've really looked into, well, seagulls, and I know what they look like. I don't know. I think I can tell seagulls apart now. But it was I'm pretty sure it was our seagull, you could tell by the way that it was behaving. The size of the seagull, it was a big seagull, and the shape of the seagull, whatever, I'm pretty sure it was the same seagull. And he was feeding from somebody else's balcony. So we suspect that probably this bird actually makes rounds to different window balconies of our apartment building. But we've seen him at this little window twice already, so I think that he actually already has a favorite balcony, and sadly, it is not our balcony. But the story has a nice ending because in the time that we were waiting for our seagull friend to come back, another seagull showed up. I guess he must have heard the news that we were giving out fish, so another seagull came back, and we thought at this time that this was the same seagull. Because at this point, we couldn't tell seagulls apart.
It's the same seagull? I don't think it's the same seagull.
It might be a different one. This one seems smaller.
He's smaller. Yeah, the other one was huge. I think this is a different bird.
And then we realized, like, I don't know, you could kind of look into the seagull's eyes, and the seagull looks back at you, and you realize that you don't know each other. And that's what happened. We looked at each other, realized we didn't know each other, and also the seagull was smaller, so that was probably, a giveaway as well. But this one has actually been pretty loyal. She has been coming back pretty much every day for the past 3 days. We even gave her a name. Her name is Jenny. She likes to come out and hang out on our balcony sometimes. She's a very nice bird. She's a little skittish, so I think that she probably just is not a scammer, and she does not go around to other balconies. She only visits ours, as far as I know. But who knows, maybe she is also a scamming little seabird, but I guess we'll never know. Anyways, so throughout this seagull journey, I've become really obsessed with seagulls because I just wanted to know why our seagull friend wasn't coming back, what his behavior was. I was like, what is he doing all day? Why isn't he at our balcony? So I read into a bit of seagulls, and I thought I would share some super happy, fun seagull facts that I've learned. Seagulls in this video, they're most likely European herring gulls. I kind of guessed that because, they're really big. They have nice, cute, pink little feet, and we're in Europe and we're by the sea, so it's another seagull fact. Seagulls mate for life. They're very monogamous. Divorce among seagulls is actually really rare, and in fact, if you are a seagull and you divorce your other seagull, the seagull community shuns you for a few years, and then it's really hard to get another mate because nobody trusts you anymore. So they're pretty much monogamous, and divorce is rare and really frowned upon, which I find it really interesting in seagull society. Third fact is seagulls drink seawater. They're one of the few animals that could just drink straight up seawater. I guess it makes sense because of their diet. They eat salty things from the sea, and they also live by the sea, so it's good that they can also drink seawater. As a consequence, they're like surprisingly drippy. Whenever our seagull friend comes to visit our balcony, both seagulls have actually just kind of wiped their little noses on the window, probably to get our attention, but they live behind a little bit of like drippy marks on the windows, and yeah, he's just a little drippy. I never suspected birds to be so drippy, but he is, and that's okay. We accept him as the drippy little animal that he is. Okay. Fourth fact, seagulls actually live really long lives, the longest recorded lifespan of a seagull being 49 years. Meaning if you make a seagull friend, they will probably stay around for life. You just have to make sure that the seagull is a friendly seagull and will keep coming back to your balcony and isn't a scammer and just going around on every other balcony that is in your apartment building because, he'll just take fish from whoever will give him fish. That is not a seagull friend. That is a seagull scammer.